Hi everybody, today we're making New England Clam Chowder. The ingredients that you're going to want to start with are 1 pound of diced russet potato. You can use any kind of potato that you prefer. I just used the regular brown potato. I cut that up in there. 1/2 of an onion, just a yellow onion, and that's already cut and ready. And then I went ahead and steamed some clams, 10 ounces. So those are all ready. And of course I'm kidding because I don't steam clams. I've never steamed clams in my life, but one day I will try. What I actually used are these whole cherry stone clams from Maine that I got at Trader Joe's. They are just in water and salt, so you don't want anything packed in oil. So these were perfect. I have 2 cans of these. It gave me enough clams for one recipe, and I went ahead and chopped them up because they were full-size clams when I opened them. And then we're going to use this clam juice from Bar Harbor. We need 8 ounces, 1 bottle of this. And then we're going to need some flour and salt and pepper and bacon. I am cooking the bacon right now so that I can get the grease from it to saute my onions. So right now I am cooking up the bacon, and I'm really weird, but I don't like any fat. Like, see that piece of fat right there? I take off all the fat and just cook the meaty part. But since we need the bacon fat for this recipe, I've left a few little pieces in so that we can get some grease along the bottom that we're going to use to saute the onions with. So I'm going to get my bacon nice and crunchy because that's how I like it. And I'm going to use the grease to saute my onions. And so go ahead and get started with that, and then we'll move on to the next ingredient. Okay, so now that the bacon is done cooking, and it's nice and crispy the way I like it, we have all this excess grease down in here, which is at least enough to get things going. So we're going to put in our onions, and we're going to saute the onions just until they're translucent, not until they're brown or anything like that. We just want them translucent. Okay, so I let the onions saute in the bacon grease for about 3 minutes. They're a little bit brown looking, but that's just because the bacon grease, I didn't clean out the pan. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the potato into the onions, and we're going to stir it around, trying to get all the grease from the bacon and the onions to incorporate with the potatoes, just to get it nice and coated. Now we're going to sprinkle 1 tablespoon of flour. Come on, flour. It's gonna come out one. There we go. Just going to thicken it up a little bit and stir that around. Okay, so I took everything and put it into a pan that was taller because I want to get these potatoes covered, and I'm only using 1 can of juice. I want to mention that if you can't find this, I got it off of Amazon, but if you can't find it, you can use the juice that's left over in the cans of clams, but this has a better taste to it, so I recommend this. And then also with the bacon, you don't have to cook up the bacon. You can just peel off some of the fat and cook that up too if you don't want to cook the bacon. So we're going to go ahead and use this cool little bottle opener I got from working the games. Rogue. Pour that in there. Hopefully it's enough. Forgot a potato in there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring this to a boil. And then we're going to simmer it for 20 minutes once it reaches a boil. Okay, our potatoes have been simmering for 20 minutes, and I checked them out with the knife to make sure that they were soft enough that they were cooked all the way through. As you can tell, it's getting pretty thick and juice there from the flour that we added. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our clams. And then we're going to add 1 cup of half and half. You can use whole milk and cream or half and half, but you need some cream in there, so you don't want to just use all whole milk because it won't be enough. Then we're going to stir this together. And I have more potato in there than the 1 pound. I probably have about at least 1.5 pounds, which is fine. You can put as much as you want. I just wanted to add a little extra in there. And then we're going to stir this around, and you want to bring this not to a boil, but because of the fat in there from the milk, you just want to let it get hot enough for eating. And we're going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper to that. So you'll just salt it to taste. I'll go ahead and add some right now as it's heating up. And then if you need more when you go to eat it, you can add that. Not everybody in my family likes pepper, so I'm just going to add the salt to it and then pepper mine individually as I eat that. So I'm going to turn this on, not quite medium, still kind of on a low. I'm going to put the lid on it and let it heat up. And then once it's done heating up, we'll be ready to eat it. I'm going to chop up some bacon bits to put on top, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, our clam chowder is finished, and it smells delicious. I went ahead and put some bacon bits on top, and a little bit of pepper. It's really hot. I'm going to go ahead and try it. It's really good. I really think that the clam juice is important for flavor. So hopefully you guys can find that. If not, you can order it on Amazon. And the bacon is also an essential ingredient to this for flavor. So whatever you can find. It turned out really good. Very, very hot though, so I'm kind of hesitant to take too much of it right now because I don't want to burn my mouth. Okay, so this obviously isn't a recipe where we're skimping on calories, but we train hard and we eat in moderation, which is the key for us being able to eat a variety of foods. Moderation is the most important thing, because if you didn't eat moderately and you weren't exercising, well, we all know the results of that. So I want to mention that in the clams, there's 12 grams of protein in 1 can. That's drained, just the clams. So between the 2 cans, that's 10 ounces, we have 24 grams of protein. Hello, Trader Joe's, half and half. This is what I used for the base besides the clam juice. This is gonna have 8 grams of fat and 8 grams of protein and 24 grams of fat in 1 cup. So for the entire recipe, that's what you're getting for that. And then this has 0 of everything, so it's really probably salt. It's 20 grams of sodium in 1 tablespoon, and there's 8 fluid ounces here. So the salt, if you're watching salt, this probably isn't the best recipe for you. I don't really know how to skimp on the salt because you can't really take it out of this. There's obviously going to be some natural occurring salt in the clams. There's a little bit of salt in the half and half, but not too much. So if you're really skimping on salt, soups really are not going to be a good answer for you. But anyways, I went ahead and add a little bit more half and half to my bowl, and just to cool it off so that I could eat it. And I actually preferred that. It's really good. I like it better than what I did for the first bite. A few things that I want to mention. I wanted the texture to be a little bit thicker on the clam chowder, so I went ahead and added 2 more tablespoons of flour, and I added another half a cup of half and half, and I basically simmered it, and as you can tell, it's a lot thicker. So the flour is definitely, you know, what makes this thicken up. So if you like yours thicker, I prefer it either way. I like both ways. Then go ahead and add a little bit more flour and a little more half and half to get a nice thick base, and let it simmer. You don't want it to get too hot. You don't want it boiling, obviously, because of the milk in there and the cream. And then I wanted to mention too that clams are really packed with vitamin B12, which helps with the nervous system, so that's important. They have a relatively high amount of protein, so that's good. And they are high in vitamin C. So there are good health benefits to recipes such as this, even though there are some bad ingredients in there. It's important to look at the overall macros in a recipe and decide whether or not they are the right decision for you. I don't want to open up a can of clams and just eat clams, so I want to make something that I want to eat, but also I'm going to look at the ingredients to see if there's plenty of nutrients and vitamins that will help with my training and having a healthy lifestyle. Organic ingredients are also a important part of any recipe, and if you can get organic, I always recommend that, because if you have a potato that's not organic, it's filled with chemicals. You're defeating the purpose of having a healthy lifestyle if you're eating anything other than organic, because you don't want to sit there and eat a potato that's filled with chemicals. And also, I wanted to mention too that I confirmed with my local Trader Joe's that most of their items that are canned are BPA free, especially the seafood items. It is not listed on the can, but you can confirm with your local store that it is BPA free. That is very important. BPA causes cancer. It's the lining that they put on the inside of the can, and you just want to make sure that you have BPA free. Anytime you have a glass item such as the clam juice here, which I chose particularly because it is in glass, you're not going to have to worry about that. There's no problems with glass. So just keep that in mind when you're searching for the ingredients for this recipe, and hope that that is a success for you, and I'll see you soon. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and you know what's coming next, don't you? Come on. We need sourdough bread bowls for this stuff, right? I mean, what better way to serve clam chowder than sourdough bread bowls? So hopefully we can get that going and share a video of that for you guys. And thanks for watching.